Hey, what's up guys, welcome to a new video. My name is Prince Mason. Today we are going to be color grading this image that you can see on your screen. Real quick, I'm going to show you what I've done before. So this is the image. This right here is straight out of the camera. This is what it looks like, and this is the color graded image, and then this is what it looks like retouched. So I'll just put that on your screen so you guys can see, so I can click the before. So this is what I shot. This is what came out of the camera, and this right here on the right is what the image looks like. Now before we start, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, because a lot of people that actually watch my videos are not subscribed. And also give you a thumbs up, please, so it just helps YouTube know that, hey, you know, my content is decent and YouTube will show it to other people. And also comment below, let me know the type of videos that you'd like to see, because I'm working on more videos. So as usual, I know I talk fast, but I'm going to try to slow this down and break it down. If you are new to Capture One, I'll try my best to really explain color grading in Capture One for you, so that you can get into Capture One and start doing your thing without actually even, you know, thinking twice. So with Capture One, there are definitely different tabs. As you guys can see, we have this tab up here. It has a few things, you know, the export, the curl, share online. This is if you want to share your live Capture One file with somebody, you know, you want them to see your the images you've imported. You have your reset, undo, you have all these things up here. For the most part, it's very simple, you know, straight to the point. This is, you know, like a few things that you need here and there. I think up here I probably only use the reset and undo. I mean, I probably use Command Z. Then here I don't really use anything except the exposure warning. I do use the before and afters from time to time too. Then on this part of Capture One, we have our library. This is where all your files are arranged. Typically Capture One has the, when you create a session in Capture One, it has the capture folder, the select folder, the output folder. This way you export all your images to, and also trash when you delete images. You can see some images I've sent to the trash right here. So we're going to be working in the capture folder. Now another thing is that I already started these images, and it's very easy to do it. All you have to do is just click on the image and click 5 or 4 or 3, and it will just move it to, like, it will just start. So, you know, you just know where your favorite images are. That's just what it is basically. Okay, great. So before I still turn on that image, and then we have our tether. So if you are connecting your camera to your PC, you know, so you can see your files on your PC, you can just tether directly to your camera. We have your shape. I don't really use this way you crop and do all the keystone and stuff. If I want to crop, I use the crop tool up here. Style is Capture One style, so if you have anything you saved up, you know, then great. And then we have our, you know, adjust layer. This is where, you know, we do most of the thing, and this is where the magic is done. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Okay, great. So I'm just going to pick one image, basically any of these images. Maybe we can pick this particular image right here, and we're going to be working on this image, or this one. I think this is my favorite out of all of them. So we're going to be working on this image, right? Make sure, okay, it's reset, so we're good. Okay, great. So the first thing I want to do with this image is just, you know, check the white balance basically. So we're just going to drop this white balance to, let's say, about 5,600. Now I did like how I shot it, and I thought it was like really nice, but for the most part, you know, the skin just looked a little bit too warm for me. So let's see what it looked like before, and then, you know, take it back to 5,600. This is what it should look like. So what we're going to do is, now that we've color corrected our image, right, we're just going to add some contrast to it. So typically what I always do is come down here to my levels and drag this in. Now when you're doing this, I advise that you have your exposure warning on, and that just tells you when your image is getting overexposed. You can see the highlights around the nose is getting blown out, but that's totally fine, you know. And then add a little bit of contrast. The image is already really contrasty. You can see what's show with hard light. By the way, if you want to see the behind the scenes of this image, let me know. Or of this photo shoot in general, let me know. Now I'll do BTS. Okay, great. Now we're done with like the basic part in Capture One. The next thing we want to do is actually separate our images into 2 different layers. That way we can work on the background separately from our subject skin tones, right? Now with her skin tone, it's totally fine. I don't think I want to do more than this, but one thing that was missing in this image, it does look good, right? I just wanted a pop, you know. I wanted the image to pop. As you can see, this is the final image with the blue background. It just stands out a lot more, right? So I wanted the image to pop, right? So what I did was that with Capture One's AI, what I did was I selected subject. So what Capture One will do is use the AI to, just select your subject and create a mask around your subject. It's not perfect, and I'm glad that it's there. I'm just going to click M so you guys can see. As you can see, it's selected the subject, but it's selecting a little bit of this part into it too. And that's the biggest issue that I have with the Capture One AI. It's not perfect yet, but I'm glad it's there, and hopefully, it gets better over the next few updates, and I'm pretty sure it will. Okay, so we have that. I can take this part off with the AI erase, if it's going to see that part. No, it's not. Yes, it did. It saw a little bit of that part. So what you can do is zoom in, and when you zoom in, what happens is that, let me zoom in just a bit. What happens is that Capture One can then tell this area better. So I'm just going to come here and see if Capture One is going to do anything about it. It did a decent job. Okay, great. It did a decent job. So with the AI erase, we've removed this part. Our image is selected. I'm hoping we'll get to the point where we'll be able to target skin tones. I mean, that's going to happen. So to see your mask, all you have to do is click M on your keyboard. So M to see our mask and M to take it out. So now we have our subject selected, right? But we still want to work on our background, right? We want our background layer to be different, because now you can color grade your subject and you can color grade your background, right? Okay, so what we're going to do is come up here and click background. It's very simple. Like I said, the AI masking has just changed the editing game forever. You don't have to take your time right now to do anything. Now it's selected the background, but we're missing something, right? So what we're going to do is just zoom in here, maybe zoom out just a bit, right? Bring our knob and see if it's going to select this part for us. Let's see, is it going to select that part right there? Oh, no, it's taken out. I'm just going to AI. Let's see if it's going to prepare a mask. I'm going to zoom in just a bit more and then come in here and see if it's going to pick that part. Will it? Not entirely, but hey, you can go in there and fix that with a brush. Okay, great. So now I'm going to click M, and you guys can see our mask. So if I click M, you can see we have our background mask, and if I click M here, you can see we have our subject mask. So now we can do as we please with either one, right? Okay, so for my background, it's very easy. All I have to do is come down to my color balance and then just mess around my color balance. So my shadows, come in here, just mess around with the colors. As you can see, it's, in like a few minutes we've probably gotten here. Just mess around till you find a color that works for you. The good thing about this is that you can go to the master and then just increase the saturation. Oh, my bad. That does not look great. Maybe if we go to our shadows, increase our saturation of our shadows. Yes, that's going to add some punch to it. That looks way better. Okay, great. Our midtones, I'm pretty sure if we add some saturation to our midtones, it will look good too. Yes, that looks good. That looks really good right now. So let's see what our before and after looks like. Before, after, you guys can see we are doing a good job. With the background, we can decide to darken it by dragging in what do you call it? Basically, just add some contrast to it by dragging in our shadows. But by the way, if you don't know about the levels tool, what happens is that you have like a histogram in here, and with your histogram, where you see all these lines is basically where you have the most details. So it's saying somewhere around my midtones to my shadows, I have more details than my highlight, right? So if I can bring this up. So basically, you can do as you please, to be very honest, with your background. You can come this way, make it warmer. It's left for you to play with whatever colors you want, till you find something that works for you. Okay, great. So what we're going to do right now is go to our subject mask, right? With our subject, we can turn on our exposure, because we have to be careful with our subject, right? We don't want too much. So right now I still want my subject to stand out. I don't mind the nose being just a little bit overexposed. I don't mind that at all. By the way, I don't think I really like this color at the back, so I mean, it would look nice if it had more punch to it. So maybe can, oh, that looks nice. But everything is just blended in, so we can find a way to add a little bit more punch to that, something like this. That looks better. That looks a bit better. This looks a lot better. Because the whole idea is to add some more color to it, right? Okay, great. So we're going to go back to our subject mask, and with our subject mask, what we can do is come down to our color balance again and just mess around with it, right? So we have our highlights here. We can drag our highlights down if you want. You can make your highlights more prevalent. We can pull our midtones down just to add some, you can see it just adds some contrast and some structure to the image. We can raise our midtones up, to make everything look a little bit flat, but like structure, maybe add some of this. And if we want our image to be warmer, we can go to our master and then just, add some warmth to our image, depending on how you want to go. If you want it to be a little bit more yellow, you go towards your yellows. If you want it to have more red and magenta in the skin, you come down towards magenta. So that's about it. And then what we can do is just create a new field adjustment layer. And then our field adjustment layer, what we can do is just go in and then add like a grade to it. If we want everything to be a bit cooler, maybe we want everything to be a bit warmer at the same time, so everything has like an overall look to it. And then I think you're good. From this point, you can take it to Photoshop and do whatever it is that you want. The good thing is that you have different layers right here that you can work with. And if you want to work on your skin, you can come and work on your skin. If you want to work on your background, you can come and work on your background. And if you want to work on the entire image, you can then work on the entire image and just, have a particular look to it. I can't wait to, get to a point where you can actually retouch and capture one. I think that would be crazy. But anyways, at this point, this is what we can do. I know some people can do dodge and burn and capture one, but I don't think the whole software is fast enough yet to be able to, do that great speed. It's just a lot faster in Photoshop. But anyways, that's it. That's a very simple tutorial on how you can color grade a studio image like this in Capture One. And I think it's just a lot better when you can do it in RAW, and then take it to Photoshop and do anything that you need to do. And sometimes, you are working on an image that you don't really need to retouch. So having like a way to separate your subject from your background and all that is going to be really nice. But hey, check this out. All of a sudden, it looks like I shot with two different backgrounds. But anyways, thank you so much for watching today's video. Check out my pro retouching pack. It will help you retouch better, retouch faster. Click the link in the description below. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and comment below. Let me know if you learned something. See you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.